Welcome, guys, back to our channel.
Hello.
We are one
Yo.
unit.
Yep.
We got Mark here from Public Figure.
Thank you
There
for
he is.
having me.
He's
Appreciate it.
he's a creator, director, designer, all the above.
Everything. He does everything, man.
Everything. Welcome.
I just like to design. What can I say? Thank you guys. I appreciate for you guys
Oh, yeah.
inviting
Thank
me
you
to
for
your
coming,
home
man.
and stuff.
Coming
This
out.
is beautiful. I love
Thank you.
this.
Thank you. We try to put it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's been a fan of mine, and so is
Yes,
Pop.
sir.
I've been
They
a-
supported
We
uh,
actually
me.
been
look,
customers.
I'm actually a good
I know,
customer.
we
of
are
my boy
returning
over there.
customers.
Yeah, you guys are family more than just customers. So I appreciate y'all
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much. So you guys been supporting me, and I love that. So I had to
Definitely,
support
bro.
y'all. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
So tell us what your brand consists of. Like what's your brand about?
So my brand is pretty much I take old designer bags like Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Dior, what have you, something that has like a noticeable monogram, and I'll rework it into anything that I can try to think of, like keychains, wallets, dog
well,
collars.
you got the.
I got some
latest of the
examples right
latest
here. Yeah, like these are like the simple things that I like to just make, you know, like keychains. You
Yeah.
zoom in right there later or something. Wallets, card holders, coronavirus.
Hello.
scare.
Hello.
We got the mask.
Mark, you know that one's mine, right? Make
You
sure
be-
everybody
Yeah,
understand
I'm-
that.
I
Looking
got this.
fly
I got
this,
this for you.
this time of
Hey,
day.
plague, but like make it fashion, you know? So I'll take kind of stuff like this and rework it into many other things, but I don't want to limit myself to just like the designer things.
Yeah.
So that's where I guess the vintage does come into mind, because I'll take vintage clothes, vintage pants, like just anything, and try to turn it into something else. Lately, I've
Okay.
been really getting into painting a lot more. I used
Okay,
to
Oh,
paint.
cool.
really?
That's
Nice.
cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
canvas on canvas.
Yeah,
stuff?
on canvas, on clothes, just
Yeah, I was gonna
anything
say
to-
like on clothes, maybe like do your little artwork.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I have this jacket that's just been sitting in my closet that I've been like
Is
slowly
it 3X?
painting over
Is
time.
it 3X?
No, but I got you. You got
Okay,
If
yeah.
you got a jacket,
Remember,
I can
I'm
paint
fluffy.
it on for you.
I'm
I got
fluffy,
you.
so
I
You
Yeah,
know,
got
thank you.
it's so crazy that you brought that up. I went shopping the other day for a leather jacket
Mm-hmm.
because I lost my favorite one, and I don't know why I was looking. Even though I know this is not in the stores, but I was actually looking for a leather jacket that had like some red or like white like lettering on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my head, I had that like in vision. Of course, it's
You were
I went to
looking for
H&M and
something
it was,
that wasn't
it was
gonna
blank.
be-
It
It's
was
like, I
blank.
hope it's
This is
here.
what I want.
Well, the good thing.
Do you guys got this? I'm out.
The good
Yeah.
thing is that Mark can make that happen.
I
As soon as
know,
you tell
I
Mark,
know.
Mark can make it happen.
I know.
Yeah.
I have a little
underlined
vision.
what he really do. Bro, you can make anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
literally
within reason.
anything.
Within reason.
Well, of course,
I
but-
do like to tell people, like, I can work within reason. You give me a job, like, all right, I can get something close to that if I can't give you exactly what
For sure.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my goal. I just want to make my clients happy, because I know
Right.
this you guys talk
I'm
about
very
on the
happy.
last one.
I love my pillows.
Thank you.
My
Thank
pillows
you.
are
Yeah,
my
I know they were a
favorite.
little small, Pop.
That's
I know they were a
okay.
little small.
It's all
They were like
good.
this.
He did come back.
He's
like,
cozy
yo,
with it.
I'm gonna
He's
send you a
cuddling.
picture. I cuddle with them motherfuckers. I swear to God.
Put the
That's all I
motherfucker.
get.
Real tight,
bullshit.
real
No
tight.
He
bullshit.
puts one between his thighs.
It's all good. It's all good. But the thing I want to bring up is that obviously that's creative of you, but I also follow you on Instagram, and you guys don't mind the red fingers, please, because I have Cheetos. But anyway,
Cheeto
Get
crisis.
a lot of Cheetos.
Yeah.
I do like Cheetos. But anyways, I
man,
follow
same
you
here.
on Instagram, and I see you with your tools. You actually handmade by
Yeah.
yourself. You cut the fabric, you dye your fabric, because I know you did one for me.
do. Yeah.
I got one done for my measuring tape and to measuring
Right.
for
Yeah,
Him
we
too.
got
Him
two. We
too.
got two.
Got the
and
matching
you
set.
you burn our logo into it, and I was watching you were sending me pictures as you were doing it.
Yep.
And that's the stuff that why we wanted to bring you onto the show, because we're in the same creation. You
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
we draw stuff, and
Yeah.
and the most important part is that we are hands on, just like you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and I think that's important.
that's very important, and this
Yeah.
is why your stuff is so dope. This
Thank
is
you,
why
thank
your
you.
stuff is so stands out, like you know, the detail on it
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I try to be real creative, like thinking outside the box, because I'm not gonna lie, I saw someone else make this, because I'm not the only person in this
Right.
world that's doing this kind of thing.
He is the
I
best.
Thank you. Too kind. I'm learning. I'm definitely learning.
Well, we always got room, right?
Right? Always room for improvement. So
Yeah.
certain stuff, like I'll see other people make that, and I'll be like, okay, well, how can I put my own spin on it? How can I make this more public figure than this other person who's made
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And you're right. I am very hands on with a lot of the things that I made, just because I'm very self-taught. Like
Yeah.
YouTube was my best friend.
That's what we say all the time because the video stuff that we do.
I think me and
we-
Eddie got a couple of degrees
at
over here.
YU. We went to
YouTube
YU.
University.
I'm
you know
starting,
what saying? I'm starting.
I'm starting.
Yes,
We got a couple degrees in masters.
I'm an editor
and
now,
doctors
just
at
so you
Look
know.
at
YU.
you. Look at you getting your editing degree
For
on.
sure. But go ahead.
Yeah, like he was saying, like YouTube is the biggest thing that
Yeah.
I can learn from anything. Like
Yeah.
Yahoo Answers helped me so much. And when I go to get hardware or I go to places to get leather, I'll always ask the workers there, like, okay, how would you do this? Or how would you craft that?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what's this material good for? Or just any type of question. So I learned as much as I can put out. So I feel like with what I do, I'm very different from like the bigger guys that you
I
guys
agree.
might
Yeah.
see.
And
Yeah.
I think what you pointed out is people see the finished work and don't realize the questions that you're asking after you finished it. You know, because I think people they think that you're already perfecting it as soon as you started, and not realizing that every time you're still going, you're asking beginner questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I think people are afraid to ask those type of questions so that they don't seem like they don't know what they're doing. But by you asking those, you get products like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
that come out like that. Maybe it comes out shitty, maybe it doesn't, but you learn from that by asking those questions. And I think that's a big part of at least starting your own business because this is literally your grind, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is. This is what I wake up and this is what I do. Like, I mean, I'm loving this quarantine because it's giving me nothing but time to design.
For sure.
Like, I'm in my garage all damn day.
You have a whole setup.
I have
People
a whole
need to
setup.
know.
Yeah,
You
I've been
got a whole
really really blessed and thankful. My parents have been really supportive. They basically let me take over the garage and turn that into a
Yeah.
whole studio.
I
It's a
wouldn't.
mess
I
in
wouldn't
there.
give you my garage.
You'd give me another room.
Yeah,
You got rooms for everyone in here.
I would
give
I
you a
would give
little
you a
house on the
warehouse. I
side.
would give you a warehouse.
Appreciate
But
that.
then
I
we
could
gotta
use the
talk
space.
business. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But yeah, it's exactly like you get help as much as you can wherever you can, but at the end of the day, like your grind is your own grind.
For
And
sure.
I fucking love what I do. Like
Yeah.
Beautiful.
it's
So-
it's rewarding to
Yeah.
give someone like him a piece and him be like, damn, I love this.
Yeah, I
like
love
that's
it.
my
Yeah.
that's my satisfaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How long have you, or I guess what got you into doing that? Like, what was your first piece?
That's
Man.
a good one.
Right?
was
What
it?
was
Very
your first
good one.
piece?
My
Well, like
pillows.
first, like what kind of first piece though? Like first piece that I sold, because I mean I've always been a creative type of person.
Yeah.
I've been
Not so, just kind of like your first piece you were working on. Because I know everybody has a little bit of creative, so they'll start something. Like me, I think I'm, painter one day, and I'm like, oh yeah, like so
That's
creative.
what a glass of wine she's a painter.
I'm so creative.
she likes to sip,
Yeah, for
sip
sure.
and paint.
Yeah, she
So-
throws the glass at the canvas. But it's all good.
The wine wins every time, but
Always.
The wine wins.
no. So what's like your piece that made you like fall in love with it more? Like, what was something that you like you
Or
were
maybe
passionate
like, yo,
about?
I'm all in now.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of hard to say, just because I feel like I've been so much on an evolutionary like wave. Like each time I make something, I'm like, oh, this is my best work, because I do feel like it is. I never like to give out terrible work, but if I had to say like there was like one piece that might have like really stood out, I think maybe like when I made my first belt. I think that was like when I was like,
Okay.
because this was a challenge. Like, not that it sold right away, but it was something that I hadn't done before. I kind of just finagled it together like from
Yeah.
YouTube videos and from
Nice.
asking questions and stuff
Is
like
this
that.
for a client or is your personal
No, this
stuff?
this was back when I wasn't getting clients as much as I got
Okay.
now, because I was just making stuff
Experimenting.
and be
Just
like,
trying to-
okay,
yeah.
just like make it, who wants to
Content.
buy it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
gotcha,
Like,
Yeah.
you're right, content.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, like content is like all Instagram's about.
Yeah.
So I put that out there, and I was really satisfied with it. I was like, damn, like I would wear this belt out. Like I got mad love from that one. I think that was, I wouldn't say viral, but it was the first one where people were like, oh shit, like this is
Like,
really
wow.
dope.
Yeah.
You know? So I
That's
think
cool.
I think
Dope.
that was it. But then it's just been baby steps from there. Like I'll always think like, man, I don't know if I'll be able to make it. And like I don't know if you saw that LV duffel bag that I made like
Yeah.
around Christmas
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was a project I was kind of putting off for a while because I wanted to get it done right. And when it finally came out, I was like, man, this is a good piece, you know?
Yeah.
So I like that feeling of like being satisfied after I make a piece, because I know it's going to be like one that's going to hold, it's like stand the test of time. Like it's not going to fall apart. Like I put all into that.
And I've always respected you because you stay by, at least price wise, and business aspect, you stand by what you put out because you know what you put into it and you know how much work in it.
Right.
And it's really like your craft. You know, this is what you do.
Man, I'm
It's
always
like
trying to negotiate, but you know,
that's gonna come with it. You know?
And
that's
then
just the
You're
Cuban
not
in me.
a-
I'm not trying to do
Hey,
nothing.
answers always no
Yeah.
if you don't ask.
I know, right?
Hey,
Hell yeah, I like that.
You might get the no still.
Yeah, I'm
but
saying,
you
I'm
try.
shit.
You can try. You can
And
try.
most of the time I did get the no, but it's all good, Mark. I'm saying shit.
Is
But
that,
we
is
respect
that your
it.
way of saying you want a little something?
No,
something?
no,
It's
no,
okay.
no.
I got you.
No,
It's
no,
coming in the
no.
mail.
I'm gonna say
you
it.
know?
I'm gonna say it.
What do you
I'm
need?
just
What do you
kidding.
need?
Natalie's like, I ain't holding back.
I'm like, I got
The
you.
other thing I wanted to bring up was that, you know, obviously you watched our first show, and our show is basically of telling people you got to have love for what you do,
Yeah,
starting in a
incredible.
business, being a
Yep.
businessman. A lot of people don't understand what you put in it. You know, it's like
Truth.
how many hours you put in the job, and people need to understand, like you say, when you're talking, I'm listening to you, and I'm like, man, this guy really loves what he
Yeah.
does.
Thank
And our show is of that. You know,
Yeah.
we own a couple of businesses ourselves, but people think that it was just from one day to another. And today we still in love of what we do. And that's why. So the question is, you know, what motivated you to actually just say, you know what, this is what I want to do. And you know,
I
go
like
from there.
that. I feel like motivation is a really big part of my life and everything that I do. So I like to know where other people's motivation come from. So it was nice to hear your guys' story when you guys said that.
Nice.
But as for me, I think my motivation, it just comes from just wanting something more than what I have. And not that I'm not grateful for what I have, but like I just feel like, okay, what more can I put out into the world? What can I do to kind of make a mark here or within certain people's minds? I'm not saying I'm going to be the next Kanye West or something like that, but I do want to be able to say like I left an imprint on somebody, whether they be big or small.
Right.
Okay, so having said that, I'm sure you're gonna go far.
Thank
Don't
you.
forget about the Cubans. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Because the way you spoke right now, it means that this show is gonna be in 5 years, and I know you're gonna have
they're gonna,
your
hey,
boutiques
you're
all
gonna
over
have
the
me
fucking
back in
place.
5
you know?
years when this show's big and
Yeah.
popping.
I
You guys
just-
got a bigger soundstage.
I just hope you come back.
I got you. Don't worry. I won't leave. I won't leave.
That's dope. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Young, very young.
Yeah, but
Thank
see,
you.
even how long you been doing this?
I would say seriously, maybe about a year and a half. But I think
Really?
I've always
Oh,
been
shit.
creative and designing maybe for the past like 4 or 5 years. Because I've gone through different iterations of a brand similar in this kind of aspect, and it just took, like I said, an evolution for it to get to here. Because I'm sure you guys know as well as any, like running a business, like it's not all fucking Candyland.
It's not.
Oh,
No.
for sure.
It's
No.
tough. Like there's gonna be times where you want to like throw shit out the window. Say, fuck
Oh,
this.
for sure.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's that grind, it's that push, it's that damn, okay, I actually accomplished this, that makes you feel like you want more. That hunger. Like
Yeah.
like you're never satisfied.
Yeah.
But that hunger, like that keeps you. And I
Yeah.
love that feeling. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always see you at your pop-ups that you do. Where do you do that? I think it's on
I do
Fairfax?
I don't really do the pop-ups every time. I've only done 2 in my life. But they've been at Melrose Trading Post, which shout out
Oh,
to
nice.
Melrose Trading Post.
Shout out.
For sure.
Dude, everyone there, all my friends out there that sell, like, go support small business during this hard time. Trust me, they're great people out there. But that's where I popped up, and I've got nothing but love out there.
Yeah.
And like, there's great people, and I always walk in like not knowing what to expect, and each time that I've done it, it's been better than the last. So that's where I usually pop up. But I'm shooting for something, hopefully later in the year, to actually have an actual pop up at an actual storefront. Just
beautiful.
me, a little bit more
Beautiful.
concise of a collection and stuff like that. So I'm hoping with this downtime I can
you
make
run into
something.
a lot of people that at least at those trade posts. There's a lot of people that do what you do as well.
Yeah.
as in make pieces like this.
Yes, and pieces like this, no, but there's tons of creative people out there that are reworking their own clothes, that
Yeah.
are just vintage resellers in general. Like
Yeah.
I have a buddy of mine who's, man, like he sells shirts that he gets for like $20 or less, for like 20 cents, and then sells them for like $300-$400.
Wow.
But he's out there hustling in the
Searching,
trenches,
searching.
at the
Maybe
Goodwill.
we get them in the show.
Yeah.
People don't
Oh, dude.
understand.
Well, because people
Yeah.
people will pay for being different, but also like the quality, and you have to. It's funny because Eddie and I one time was Eddie and I get in these like creative modes. We're kind of very similar. We're like, yeah, let's go let's just spend all day and go all these vintage stores. And remember that one
Like
day?
thrift shop, we didn't find shit, bro.
I was
We
like,
went, bro.
Bro.
How many did we go to now? We went to like 7.
I am not kidding. We went to.
Oh my god.
Damn.
This is
Bro,
a
I
true
didn't
story.
find nothing.
Dimes.
This is a true story. This is what, like a year ago?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we woke up and we're like, yeah, let's go to vintage stores and go find like cool shit and all this stuff. we were in
not
there
that
and we're
easy.
like,
This is not fun.
can you put this
Yeah,
stuff
like-
on mannequins? I can't see shit.
I was like, I'm gonna hit up Mark. I couldn't find shit.
Yo, it's tough out there.
No, I
Even
feel
I
it.
Yeah,
do that.
no,
I
like
feel it.
I respect what you do and all the creatives that do that. I have another girlfriend that does a lot of like she does like the more writing and paint
okay,
stuff
okay,
on like
okay.
you know kind of like what you were talking about, and that takes a lot of time. Like you have to
lot
really
of
be you have to really be like passionate because that's like hours worth of work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's pretty incredible. And you said something earlier that kind of caught my eye about like I think it was you. You said that like I pay you. People pay for what they get with me,
Yeah,
and I
right.
think that's one of the things that I really try to enforce because I remember being like young, want something fly, not having the money for it. So I do always try to give my products at a reasonable price for people who want to like hold on to them.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
But on the converse, I think it's kind of funny that people think like, oh, you do this work in 30 minutes and you're charging me this much. It's like, no. You're not. I'm not charging you for the work that I did in 30 minutes. I'm charging you for all the years
the
that
10
I
years
put in.
Oh,
it took
for
you
sure.
to do it in 30
And
minutes.
a lot of people don't think that. A lot of people don't. They just see, like you said, they just see the final product and they're like, all right, well,
It's nice.
this isn't straight from Louis. Like, why are you charging like it's from Louis? I was like, bruh, make it yourself. See what
Yeah.
you want
Well,
to charge.
well, you know, we're in the same industry.
Exactly.
I was
We're in
about
the
to
same
say, yeah.
industry.
Exactly.
They see our product, they see our finish, and they don't see that sometimes. I'm sure you went through it when you do your wallets and then I don't like this and you take it apart and you put in more time. We do that.
Yeah, of
when we do
course.
our bathrooms and our tiles, not that we did it wrong, we just feel that it doesn't look
Yeah.
what we were expecting. We take it out and we do it again. But when the outcome comes, everybody's like, oh, okay. So we had a customer that said that he wanted to pay us $1,800 to remodel a whole bathroom.
Yeah.
So we we get them, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Those type of people I've learned. I used to get real mad. I used to be like, really? Like, I felt insulted.
Yeah.
But then I just kind of looked at it, not so much as ignorance, but it's like, okay, well, these people don't really know this industry. They don't see behind that curtain, so they don't get it. So I do my best to try to educate people as much as I
Yep.
can about
Yeah.
it. Because
And I think that's the best approach. You
Yeah.
know, because at the same time, you can't be blowing up on people's faces because at the same
Exactly.
time, you won't have clients.
exactly.
And in this world in sales, you have to be able to play the part.
oh, dude,
of,
one
like,
wrong move, one
yo,
wrong say,
and
wrong,
then you're
wrong
done.
post.
And it's not you're done, but it's a wrong post. I think is a key word because how strong social media is today.
Yeah.
One thing could change to where you're like, what the heck just happened? And all that work you put in could go to shit.
Crashes.
So it's more of like knowing who you are, knowing your craft, and knowing what you're worth, and being able to push forward when people approach you like that. And that's what I wanted to ask too. At least that's when I asked if you see people over there at the trade post. What advice would you have to people that do what you do? Coming in new, like if someone watches this and gets inspired by your work, like yo, this
gets
looks
inspired
really
by my
cool.
Gucci
That is
Mask.
Gucci mask.
mask.
You know?
Honestly, fucking practice. Like,
Okay.
research. Do your dignity a favor and take the time to learn the craft. Because if you kind of go in blind, you're not really gonna learn much. Now you're gonna have trial and error, of course.
Sure,
That's just that's
normal.
part of life.
Yeah.
period,
But if I think it's been said by everybody, if you don't do what you love, like you're not gonna be happy. So you also gotta have that drive and motivation to push through when the times are tough. Because I pop needles. I've worked for 12 hours straight on a bag and then cut it up at the end of it because I was unhappy with it.
No way.
Got back to it the next day and finished it in 5 hours, and I was like, okay, I know what to do.
I'm happy now.
Yeah.
It's those ups and downs that you got to be able to mentally prepare yourself for. So I would say just learn your craft, take your time, and be confident in yourself, and know that you're gonna get better no matter what. But you got to stick with it. You can't expect to sit at a sewing machine for an hour and be like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
come back to it.
And
Like,
we always talk about that, bro, because I feel like our generation, the millennials, right?
mm-hmm.
Everybody is posting that they see, find your passion, find this, find that. Then you see people jumping from different different sections of what they want to do in different careers, because as soon as it gets ugly, it's like it's not my
cool
passion
anymore.
or whatever the case is. It's
yeah.
like I don't like it no more. It's not my passion. So I think the word passion gets really mixed in of what the hard work and the ugly. And we always talk about it. Fall in love with the ugly.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
soon as you fall in
Yeah.
love with getting your hand picked by needles every time, you're like, oh fuck. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
out.
fine.
You know, like I'm good.
I don't have I don't have
Fingertips.
feeling. I don't
I
have
feel
feeling
it.
in this fingertip because I basically sliced it off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I'm still here.
But you're still and look at your work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
There's
So
a little
that's-
bit of blood in there, but that's
Shit,
the gift
blood
from
and
me to
sweat.
you, from me to you.
blood and
Blood,
sweat,
sweat, and
work.
tears,
So I
for
think the
sure.
key, at least putting into what you said, is fall in love with the ugly.
Yeah.
Fall in love with the stuff where you feel like gets bad.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you know what? I'm gonna rip this bag up again and make something else out of it. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So I like that.
Yeah, and I think there's a great quote by Nas that I absolutely love. He said it in an old interview. He was basically talking about how people see the 100. All right, they see that 0 to the 100, and they want to get from 0 to 100, but they forget about that dash in the middle.
Yeah.
It's that dash that's what makes that 100. Because if
Yeah.
you get to that 100, and what do you got left?
Yeah.
Like it's that hustle, it's that grind, it's that little space in between the 0 to
growth.
100.
I'll call it the growth.
The growth
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you that makes you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Because it's if you had 100 every time, like you wouldn't appreciate
Yeah.
it. as
And I
much.
think
Yeah.
we lack patience, yo.
Yeah.
I do like,
Oh,
and
I'm
I always
so
gotta check
impatient.
myself. You
I'm
know,
so
I always gotta check
impatient.
myself. And they, as family members, I mean, we're together. Like Ellie, you gotta relax sometimes. You know, because I get super impatient.
Yeah.
To where it's like, yo, we need this yesterday. We need to finish this job yesterday.
Yup.
You know, but at the same time, you have to sit back and be like, okay, look, this is our schedule. This is what we gotta finish, and we gotta clock
And
out.
if you overwork yourself, you're gonna see it in the work. If you rush yourself, like you're gonna be like, oh, you might make a mistake, instead of taking that time to step back and be like, okay, well, what's the right way to approach this? I know I'm on a deadline, or I know I need to get this done, but do you want it now or do you want it done right? Now,
Right,
obviously,
yeah.
you want them done at the same time, but shit don't work out like that all the
So
time.
I always, in our construction company, I always said in this industry, I think in any industry, we have to be fast and perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, but even in any our detail work like molding and
Yeah.
so it falls on literally in the same category you had. But,
And I mean, your guys is on such a larger scale than, and I mean, like one wrong beam in a wrong place, the whole place could come
Yeah,
down.
it
Like
could, it
wrong stitch, it comes apart. No biggie. Like you guys are in it, so you guys have a lot more to factor in. So I definitely, mad props to y'all for real, for real.
Well,
So
I
what-
think, oh, go ahead.
No, so
Go
what
ahead.
is your I know this is kind of like your most recent project.
Yeah, that's just a little pet project just to keep the funds
some
going.
light?
Yeah,
He's
some
like, you
light.
know,
Some like
I
li-
made on the
literally-
weekend.
I made that. No, I made that right before I came here. I'm not
Oh,
even-
really?
Stop.
Oh,
Really?
Swear to God, I made that right before I came here.
See?
That's crazy because there's only one.
see,
Yeah.
fast and perfect.
Stupid.
Hey,
That's how you,
You
make
made
your
that
money.
today?
I did. I
That's
did.
so
shit,
dope.
Yeah, I made like 3 in the past weekend, but that's how I work. Like, if
Gotcha.
you were to look at the first one of that, you would be like, "Yo, what the fuck is this trash?" that's at least how I look at it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like,
This is new. This is 3
yeah.
days ago.
and
This is super cool.
exactly, and this is my final idea for it too.
Okay.
So like, it takes time for you to get to where you need to go with
Yeah.
what you. It's never gonna be perfect the first time.
What is something that you're going to be working on next? Like, what is something that you've been wanting to wear? I know you said the duffel bag. You worked on that like in December.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you've been
Excited
kind of
for,
working on, but
itching.
kind of not? Yeah, like you're itching for.
I think something that I'm really kind of looking forward to is probably a little bit more of these paintings. I don't know if you guys saw that the Mickey Mouse Gucci collaboration. I'm pretty sure you saw it. I know you love that Gucci.
I think we did see it.
I
did
love
see
it.
it. I did
But
see
the cool thing about it is that's an old style of Gucci. It's called the Gucci
And by the
pinstripe.
way, I did text you if you had 3X and I didn't get a response back. But anyway,
He's hurt. Look, he's hurt.
okay, this is what I really
Putting you
want
on
to
the
say.
spot.
So Louis and Gucci, they don't love fluffy people.
That's true. That's true.
You gotta love fluffy people.
I do love
Find me
fluffy
some
people.
3Xs
I do love
and
fluffy
throw
people.
some Gucci on that
Yeah,
shit,
man.
and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? True shit though. They don't.
It's not. It's
I get all
definitely true.
motivated, and I'm like, okay, honey, let's go. We're gonna go buy some Gucci shit. I walk in there, nothing fucking fits,
It's like nothing.
and
but
I don't
the
get mad at
wallets.
myself because I am fucking gorgeous. You know
Oh
what
my
I'm
God.
saying?
There it is.
Goddamn
With the
right.
hot Cheeto
So
fingers.
good,
There it
yeah,
is.
With the hot Cheeto fingers, yeah.
Love the confidence. Love the confidence.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
when we set up in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing I tell my crew or my partners, where's the radio? So, what kind of music do you play? Any type of music when you're working?
Yeah, because you said Nas, bro. 'Cause my playlist is
Jay-Z.
all
Jay-Z.
man. Thank
I
you.
know. You
Man,
told me.
bro,
You
that's
told me.
my shit.
Yo, I know you saw that American Gangster Jay-Z shirt that I have.
Man.
I'm turning that into something. Check in with me at the end of
Check
at the
in
end
with
of-
me.
check in with me
Tap
at the
in,
end of
tap
summer.
in,
Yeah,
tap
you
in.
gotta have it, bro.
If you wanted
feel like
it
we're
then
out
you
of
gonna
I
watch
know. I
it.
feel
the-
like
Do you feel like we're out
I
of
feel
this
like I'm not
conversation?
getting anything vintage. I feel like this type
Oh
of way
my
right now.
I know, this is the last
This whole
one.
family, man. Honestly,
That's how you work.
but it's okay because I love them. I love them. They're great people.
So,
So
The
Nas,
music, yeah.
You listen to Nas?
Music wise, okay. Look, I'm gonna share a deep dark secret.
Oh, shit.
Let us
That's
know.
what
Let
I
us
wanna
know.
I
We
really
need
love.
the
I really
exclusive.
love country. I really,
Really?
really
Stop.
love country. I'm not joking.
Well,
Country.
You know
How
what?
much
I
is
feel
love?
like
Like
that's the
heavy?
vibe right now.
Yo, it's
I
because
feel like
Coachella and Stagecoach aren't gonna be here. We kind of sad. I was gonna go to Stagecoach this year, but I'm kind of glad it got pushed back. So now I can plan for it. But I would say country has been a one that's like kind of just been sitting on me. I like music that's very like vibey and chill. Like don't get me wrong, I'll listen to Pop Smoke. R.I.P. that boy.
I feel it.
Like if I want to get gangster, but if I'm trying to work and trying to get into the mood, I like
Yeah.
something that's very like just like mellow. Mac Miller's latest album I've been listening to that boy
I've been a
forever.
fan.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
a fan since
Yeah,
day
he's
one.
amazing. But I will say I'm gonna plug Spotify. Spotify's legit. Like they got great playlists. Like they
Yeah.
cater to my moods. Like if I want hip hop, if I want some rock, if I want alternative, like I try to listen to it all really. But if I'm in a mood, like I'll throw on some sad bops and some R&B just to
Nice.
like
Yeah.
get into that
Yeah,
vibe.
So,
Yeah.
so
I
it
feel
depends. It
It
depends
really
on
depends,
the mood.
but lately, yeah, especially with this weather, some
So at
sad,
least-
some sad country.
some
Yeah.
sad
Hey,
country.
Sad country.
I honestly
It's-
been on 94.7 The Wave.
Yeah,
Oh,
on
yeah.
radio.
Put me
No,
onto
Yeah.
that's
that.
more like
That's that
some-
vintage channel.
Damn.
that
They
vintage.
threw that old, you know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
No,
Pa,
no,
you
vintage.
vintage.
That's fucked
You know what I
up,
mean?
Look,
man.
vintage
What do you-
means old but cool again.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Is that what
He's
it
out,
means?
I'll
take
take the
it.
vintage.
Nah, Pop,
That's
you
fucked
good.
up.
No, you good.
Good,
So,
good.
so to get into creative mood, you listen to like some more vibey,
Yeah, some
like
vibey.
smooth shit.
And I'll smoke one for sure.
Hey.
Okay, got you.
I
Yeah.
got you at the end of the show.
No, the reason,
You know what I'm
the reason
saying?
why is because when we work, that's literally the first thing we
Yeah.
tell our people, like, "Yo, who got the radio?"
And what do you guys put
'Cause
on?
We put hip hop.
Okay.
Hip hop,
Yeah.
rap,
Yeah, hip-hop
R&B,
all day.
definitely. You know,
Okay.
my
Like
brother
new
likes
R&B or like old school R&B.
Old
come on,
school.
man, old school.
Well, more.
Alright.
No,
I
mix,
like
I
more.
I was
think.
listening to Luther Vandross this morning.
See?
Hey,
You know, something like to chill
my
out,
man
you
was
know?
in love
Okay,
over
he
there.
was.
Nah, but see,
He was
I
talking
Got
about-
that cozy
Yeah.
way.
you know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Cozy
baby.
vibes.
And then some Color Me Bad after that. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Something
shit.
like
I
Sounds
know.
like
I'll
a
go from
good
R&B
time.
to hip
What?
hop real
Quick,
quick.
right? Yeah. I
I'll
mean,
go from
What were you
Jenny
doing in
Aiko
construction
to
with
Megan
Color
Thee
Me
Stallion.
Bad?
I was building a fucking house. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Who's having a good time? Leave him alone.
You know what I mean? That's how I get in my creative vibes. I remember when I was younger, when I used to play sports, my uncle made fun of me because I was listening to Michael Jackson for my pump up song. like I'm ready, and this is like a tackle football, you know, like it was like a third year Southeast Falcon years,
Yeah.
and I was just getting into the sport tackle because my first love was basketball, and I'm going in and I'm listening to Michael Jackson bumping them things in like some big old headphones. And then my uncle's like, "What are you listening to?" And I'm all excited, like, "Look!" They start clowning me. Like, you listen to Michael Jackson for a football game? And I was like, I started turning up and shit. I'm like, that's fucked up. But
That's fucked
I
up.
scored like 3 tubs. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I got
There
in
you
it.
go.
I got in it. I got in it for sure. What happened?
Oh, it's
It's okay.
falling.
That's okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
Technical difficulties.
We got a little technical.
Technical difficult.
Oh well.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope, man.
Yeah.
I was excited to have you on the show because
Thank you.
I like I was telling you, I like when people, you know, they work with their hands, they build something out of nothing, and eventually it's gonna take off. I guarantee
Yeah.
you, because things like that, it's hard to ignore.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
so.
it's hard for me to ignore when I see your Gucci shit, but
Thank
but
you.
you
Thank
know,
you.
I know. There's still Gucci on it. And just
Yeah, I'm-
pass it away.
Honestly, Gucci anything for this man, and
For
he
real.
will rock it.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
You're not
I'm
lying.
worried what he might ask me one day.
What is the craziest request that you got? Something where you kind of had to turn it down, like, yeah, we need to chill.
It better not be no shit I said about for my dog.
It's probably Eddie for his dog.
Not Eddie.
No, I've hit him up for
that caller that you hit me up about. That one's a little wild. I'm not saying I can't do it, but the big ass one.
Yeah, I'll show you. But then I hit him up too for the dog harness.
Oh, the dog harness.
Dog harness.
That's right.
The dog harness is not that it's hard to, not that I can't do it, it's just hard to do.
I feel
That's
that.
one of the ones. One that still on the list, actually, just because I need the proper materials, is boxing gloves. I had a buddy of mine ask me to make boxing gloves, and I told him he's a good client, and I was just like, yeah, I could do it. So I haven't done, but
I need some time.
he still bought other shit from me, so
Oh,
like
yeah.
he knows, like he understands the work ethic. He's like, one day we'll get it. But
That's
Sure,
dope,
for
though.
He was the one
I
I-
would love to see that.
he was the one I
That'd
made
be dope.
the bike for. I don't know if you saw the
Bro.
BMX bike.
I didn't
that
see
I
the
showed
bike.
him. I showed
Oh
him
wait,
the bike.
I think
Is
you
it the
showed me
Dior?
bike.
No,
Yeah.
it's LV. It's
LV, yeah,
It's a
okay.
gold bike
Oh,
that
man.
this
Super
guy
dope.
dipped, and then I redid the seat. I redid the handlebars. That was a challenge.
Mm.
Doing the seat because it was a leather seat, and I had to wrap the LV and like get it glued and like.
Bro,
sew
that
it
was
in there.
sick. That one came out
Yeah,
sick.
people thought that was an inspo post. Like I didn't do it. They were like, "Did you make this?" I
Wow.
was like, "Yeah, I did that." Yeah,
That's yeah.
I tried to keep it.
I did that, motherfucker.
I did
More
that.
than
You want to come and
bags,
see
yo.
the motherfucker?
Well, on Cash, my
Exactly.
little Frenchie Cash, Eddie had gave me the Dior.
Yeah, the first Dior
Oh,
collar I got.
wow.
The
Remember
Dior
when it was
collar.
small
Yeah,
and he grew out of it like
outgrew.
a
Super
month?
quick, so he gave it to my little Frenchie,
Mm-hmm.
and I was posting him, and everybody was like, "Oh, I don't know, Dior made
Dog
dog
They
collars."
didn't. I do though. What's
I
up?
know. I do know what's up.
Holla at me.
Shout out.
Yeah.
I did though. I
Drop
said
the link right there one more time.
Dior doesn't, but here's the IG.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
right?
you.
This is
Yeah.
who does.
I mean, yeah, I've definitely got some clients from y'all, and that's what I love because you guys got that word of mouth.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I've definitely got
Right
people-
now, my phone is at 10 messages right now about
Wow.
when I posted this.
There
So
we
I
go.
need that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Dustin
There
was the
we
first
go.
one.
Oh, bro.
I need that. I need that family.
She gonna want her commission, huh?
Oh, you already know. 10%.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you didn't know 10%?
She's a realtor, bro. That's how
Oh, hey,
realtors work.
We'll negotiate off
Yeah,
camera.
you're right.
All right, you got your numbers. I got
If you-
mine.
That's realtor talk over
If
there.
Realtor
you know,
talk.
you know. If you know,
Hey,
you
If
know.
I'm-
you know,
I
if you
might be able
know,
to
you
out-talk
know
him,
that
but I
there's
don't know
no.
if I can out-talk
Probably
you.
not. Probably not.
Wait a minute.
Nah. He said, hold on.
Wait, hold up.
I
Alright,
got
well-
that vintage stock.
Vintage.
Super
Back to
dope.
the vintage. Back to the
Mark,
vintage.
we appreciate you, my man.
Thank you,
I
thank you,
think
thank you.
You're amazing. I like everything you do.
I appreciate
I love
that.
my pillows.
I'm gonna make you some bigger
He loves
ones.
his.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm not bullshitting. I love my pillows, bro. I'm gonna
really
take you to
does.
my room right now, and I'll show you my
Whoa,
pillows.
pause.
Hey, hey,
Let him know.
come on, come on.
That's the craziest
I'm for-
request I've gotten.
But it's dope. You want to tell everybody your IG, your
You can hit me up on Public Figure. It's spelled with a Q instead of a P. It's a whole confusing thing.
We'll add it
They'll
at
drop the
the
link
bottom.
right
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and just slide it around. You can follow me. Follow these guys because they're great people as well.
Appreciate you.
After this Corona
Appreciate
thing,
it.
we might have a pop up. We'll get something going. So
Yeah,
much
that'd be
love
dope.
to y'all.
That'd be dope. Thank you for
you.
stopping by.
thank
Appreciate
you,
y'all.
thank
Yeah,
you guys.
see you
We'll see you
guys.
guys next week.
Yep.
All right.
Out of here.
Let me grab that.
Gang.
I was trying to hold it. I don't want it to fall.
Dude, I saw that earlier and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
what happened?
no.
I don't know, but it kept
She
falling.
was like, I need the mic.
Is the